आज हमारा टॉपिक इक्वलिटी ऑन इंडियन डेमोक्रेसी. What is it that makes Kanta unsure? Let's take a look at a day in her life. She lives in a slum and has a drain behind her house. Her daughter is sick, but she cannot take the day off from work because she needs to borrow money from her employees to take her child to the doctor. Her job as a domestic help tires her out, and finally she ends her day by again standing in a long line. This line in front of the government hospital is unlike the one in the morning because most of the people standing in it are poor. Other kinds of equality. Kanta is one of many people who live in democratic India and who have the right to vote, but whose daily living and working conditions are far from equal apart from being poor. People in India experience inequality in different ways. Let us see what this means by reading the two stories given below. Each of these is based on real incidents in people's lives and reflects the different kinds of inequalities that exist in India. Circle the reference to caste in the matrimonial advertisements given below. One of the more common forms of inequality in India is the caste system. If you live in rural India, your caste identity is something that you probably learned or experienced very young. If you live in urban India, some of you might think that people no longer believe in caste. But just look at these matrimonials shown from a leading English newspaper and you will see how important the issue of caste continues to be in the minds of highly educated urban Indians. Now let us read a story about the experiences of a Dalit child attending school. You have already read about Dalits in the class 6th book. Dalit is a term that the so-called lower caste used to address themselves. Dalit means broken, and by using this word, lower castes are pointing to how they were and continue to be seriously discriminated against. Om Prakash Valmiki 1950 to 2013 is a famous Dalit writer. In his autobiography, Juthan, he writes, I had to sit away from the others in the class, and that too on the floor. The mat ran out before reaching the spot I sat on. Sometimes I would have to sit way behind everybody right near the door. Sometimes they would beat me without any reason. When he was in class 4th, the headmaster asked Om Prakash to sweep the school and the playground. He writes, the playground was way larger than my small physique could handle, and in cleaning it, my back began to ache. My face was covered with dust. Dust had gone inside my mouth. The other children in my class were studying, and I was sweeping. Headmaster was sitting in his room and watching me. I was not even allowed to get a drink of water. I swept the whole day from the doors and windows of the school rooms. The eyes of the teachers and the boys saw this spectacle. Om Prakash was made to sweep the school and the playground for the next couple of days, and this only came to an end when his father, who happened to be passing by, saw his son sweeping. He confronted the teachers and then walking away from the school, holding Om Prakash's hand, he said loudly for all of them to hear, you are a teacher, so I am leaving now. But remember this much, master, he will study right here in this school, and not just him, but there will be more coming after him. Cover of Om Prakash Valmiki's book Chutan, which talks about his experiences of growing up as a Dalit boy. Why do you think Om Prakash Valmiki was being treated unequally by his teacher and his classmates? Imagine yourself as Valmiki, Om Prakash Valmiki, and write 4 lines about how you would feel if you were in the same situation as him. Why do you think the Ansaris were being treated unequally? What would you do if you were in the Ansaris' position and could not find a place to live because some people did not want to live next to you because of the religion you are practicing? बेटा मुझे उम्मीद है ये टॉपिक आपको समझ आया होगा. इसको अपने घर में 1-2 बार रीड कीजिएगा ताकि आपको पूरा समझ आ जाए. अल्लाह आपको खुश रखे, सलामत रखे. अल्लाह हाफिज़.